friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead. Well, I have a family due tomorrow and I have to make pies because my nephew's in from Australia and there's so many dietary variations in our family, you know, gluten-free and egg-free and dairy-free. So I just am focusing on the one person I may not see again for years. I haven't seen in years and may not see again for years, and that's my nephew. And I asked him, what would you like me to bring to the family barbecue? And he said, pie. And I said, what kind? He said, it doesn't matter, lemon meringue or apple. So I'm going to make both. But right now, I'm going to make lemon meringue. And before we make lemon meringue, we have to bake the shell. Okay? Now, if anybody's pastry is light and flaky like mine, if you try to put it in the oven like this will fold in on itself. So what we do, and this is a trick I learned working in a restaurant, is we just very carefully line our shell, and we'll put that there to hold it, with some parchment paper. Another country heard from. And we're just going to pour some navy beans in here. Now these navy beans will be no good for anything else but this from now on. So I will keep them in the jar and I will call them my pie beans. What this does is this holds your pie shell in place and allows you to bake it. Some people use ball bearings, but you don't have to buy expensive ball bearings. You need beans. Alright, this is going to go in the oven for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees, and then we'll be back to make the filling. Alrighty, our crust for our lemon meringue pie is out of the oven and is now cool. So I'm going to roll this forward and pull my corners out. And I'm pulling my corners out so that I have something to grip when I lift it to pour. And let's hope this isn't the ripped one. I had a ripped piece of parchment. And what we're going to do is I've just got my handy dandy canning funnel there. And we're just going to pour these back in the jar for another day. And then I'm going to pop this back in the oven just for a couple of minutes to get the bottom a little more cooked. And then we're going to make our lemon pie filling. Alrighty folks, let's get to making our lemon meringue pie filling. You are going to need, and I don't have it all here, but you will see it, you're going to need 1 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of starch, the starch of your choice. We will be using either potato starch or tapioca starch, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1½ cups water, 2 lemons zested and juiced, 2 tablespoons of butter, 4 beaten egg yolks, and 4 egg whites for the meringue, and 6 tablespoons of white sugar for the meringue. So let's start with the job I hated the most at the bakery, is zesting and juicing our lemons. Now, contrary to popular opinion, people think that it's okay to go right down to the lemon. You don't want to go past the white. The white is called the pith, and it's very bitter. You want the zest. You do not want the bitterness of the pith. So we only take the yellow part of the lemon skin. If you're not zesting your lemons and you're just using lemon juice and store-bought lemon zest, use 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons of lemon zest. And we are going to juice our lemons. Yes, I know, I still have it, folks. My archaic lemon juicer. I love it. No one can have it. Forget about it. And it does a Jim Dandy job, too. And there is the juice from our 2 lemons. We're going to need 4 eggs. And these eggs are going to need to be separated. So, there are several ways. You can have a fancy egg separator. You can go from one shell to the other. But you're risking, when you do that, you are risking breaking the yolk on the edge of a shell. So this is what I do. Wash your hands. Always, always, always. Wash your hands. Mother Nature's first egg separator. Just right through your fingers. And there you go. We have 4 egg whites, 4 egg yolks. We'll see you guys at the stove. Okay, first off, we're going to whisk together our 1 cup of sugar, our 3 tablespoons of starch, our 2 tablespoons of flour, and our half a teaspoon of salt. We're going to whisk these together. And no, the burner is not on yet because we're going to be adding cold water. 1.5 cups of cold water. Now we're going to stir in our lemon juice. And our lemon zest. Make sure you get all that lovely yellow lemon zest in here. So now we're going to cook it over medium heat, stirring until it bubbles. Alright, it's starting to thicken up, so what we're going to do is we're just going to add our 2 tablespoons of butter and stir that in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pour some of this, just a little bit, into our egg yolks and whisk those in there. And put them back in to our lemon custard mixture. And we whisk again. Cook until thick. We're going to turn the heat off, and into our pie shell goes our filling. Isn't that beautiful? All right, on to the meringue. Alrighty folks, now we're going to make meringue. Now some people use cream of tartar, I don't. I just put my 4 egg whites in there. And we're just going to lock the cowgirl down. And you only want to whip these until they're peaking. In the meantime, I'm going to measure out 6 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, now that it's kind of peaking, what peaking means is that when you pull it up, it makes a little peak on your bowl. Pop it down, pull it up, and see that? It makes a nice little peak. So we're going to lock the cowgirl down. And we're going to whip it a little bit more, but we're going to add our sugar. And there we go. Let's give this a little... And that is almost perfect. All right, let's get our pie over here. And now we're just going to take our meringue, and I wish I was left-handed sometimes, but we're just going to put it in dollops on top of our lemon pie. Maybe I should have put it in less of a big dollop, and maybe a bunch of small ones. If you really want to get fancy, you can use a cake decorating bag and a nice flour tip. But you know what, folks, I'm an old-fashioned girl, and we just slap her on there. Now you want your meringue to completely cover your pie filling. So we're going to just press it down from the center out, give it some waves.
Never did that.
And that will give you some nice peaks. Just like that. And now we're going to pop it in a 350 degree oven just to brown up the peaks of our meringue. Ta-da! My first ever from scratch lemon meringue pie. I don't usually make lemon meringue pies. This is going in the archives. This is the Mrs. Wolfe from our half-acre homestead saying you can make it from a box if you want, but with a little extra effort, from scratch is best. They'll love you for it. Bye-bye.